You stand up with a clear and simple mission. You are going to the kitchen to grab your phone charger. You cross the hallway, you step through the door, and then it happens. The reason is gone. You stand there, completely blank, holding nothing at all. Why did you come in here again? It is one of the most universal glitches of the human mind. Almost everyone does it. And for a second, it feels a little alarming. Is your memory failing? Are you losing your focus? But the truth is the exact opposite. This tiny blackout is not a flaw. It is a sign your brain is working precisely as designed. To see why, start with the place where plans live. Your brain has a kind of mental desk called working memory. It holds whatever you are doing right at this moment. A phone number, a half-finished thought, your reason for standing up. But this desk is famously small. It keeps only a few things at once, and only for a short while. So your brain does something clever to protect it. It does not treat life as one long, continuous stream. Instead, it chops your experience into separate chunks. Scientists call these chunks events. Making dinner is one event. Walking to the car is another. Your brain is constantly deciding where one moment ends and the next begins. And here is the crucial part. A doorway is one of those endings. When you cross from one room into another, your brain reads it as a boundary. One scene has closed. A new scene is starting. So it does a little housekeeping. It files away the context of the old room and clears the desk for the new one. Your kitchen errand gets swept away with it. This is not just a guess. A researcher named Gabriel Radvansky tested it directly. In one set of experiments, people carried objects through rooms in a video game. Sometimes they walked the same distance across a single large room. Sometimes they passed through a doorway into a new one. The result was striking. Passing through the door made people forget more, even when the distance matched. The door itself was the trigger. He then checked it in the real world, with real rooms and real objects. The very same thing happened again. Simply stepping through a doorway made memory measurably worse. The effect earned its own nickname, the doorway effect. Your plan does not survive the trip across the threshold. So why would a brain be built this way? It sounds like a terrible design bug, but it grows out of a much bigger and more useful system. Psychologist Jeffrey Sachs studies how the mind slices continuous life into events. His work suggests your brain is always quietly predicting what comes next. As long as the scene stays the same, the prediction holds steady. But when the setting changes, the prediction breaks. That break is the signal. Your brain marks an event boundary and updates its model of the world. At that boundary, it decides the fine details of the last moment are probably no longer needed, so it lets them fade to make room for what comes next. A doorway is a perfect trigger, because a new room usually means a new situation. Now here is the reframe that flips the whole thing around. This same wiping is why your life feels like a story instead of a blur. You do not remember today as one endless smear of seconds. You remember it as scenes. The morning, the commute, the meeting, the walk back home. That neat, chaptered feeling is the boundaries doing their work. In other words, the very system that loses your kitchen errand is the system that organizes all of your memory. It sorts your days into episodes you can actually find later. Forgetting why you walked in is just the small price of a mind that keeps life tidy. You are not glitching. You are being filed. And once you understand it, you can work with it. The reason vanishes because the plan lived only on that little mental desk. So give it a stronger anchor before you move. Say the goal out loud as you stand up. Or picture the object clearly in your hand. A plan tied to words or images survives the boundary far better. You might expect that simply walking back would fix it. Often, it does not. Once the boundary has cleared the desk, the reason can stay stubbornly gone. That is part of what makes the doorway effect so strange. The forgetting is not lazy. It is the clean, deliberate work of a mind closing one scene. So the next time you freeze in a doorway, do not sigh at your own brain. That blank moment is not decay. It is a mind so organized that it clears its desk between every scene. It would rather drop one small errand than let all your memories run together. You did not lose the thought. Your brain simply turned the page.